Tuesday, April 28th. Welcome into another episode of Daily Dingers brought to you by Better and Green. Three more plays coming at you for your Tuesday slate of baseball. Quick recap from yesterday, guys. 1-2 minus 1.1 units. We did win with St. Louis in kind of a crazy game, down 0-2 going into the ninth. Get 4 runs, win that one 4-2. We did end up losing with Texas plus 1.5. Late rally, couldn't get us one more run. They end up losing by 2. And then we lose with the Cubs, who were up 5-3 at one point and then slowly bled that one away. So that one was tough, but bouncing back today, feeling really good about these plays here. So as for me yesterday, did not have any official plays in the MLB, but currently on a 5-0 MLB run, 1-0 NHL run, and 7-0 NBA run, combining for 13-0 over the last 8 days. So seeing things really well, guys. So if you guys have not subscribed to our channel, please consider doing so, because we're giving out free plays in the MLB, NHL, and NBA daily over at our page. So consider subscribing, guys. And while you're at it, ring that bell, get instant alerts when our videos go live so you will not miss any of our daily plays. If you do like this video, hit that like button for me. If you have some time, drop me a comment down below. All is welcome. We really appreciate all the comments, the likes, the subscriptions. Just goes a very, very long way for us. So really appreciate that, guys. Let's get into the plays here. Starting off with a 6:40 Eastern start time, the Colorado Rockies heading to Cincinnati to face the Reds. Reds a minus 205 home favorite, plus 170 coming back on Colorado. And I want to play the Reds in this spot. Don't want to lay that number. Don't want to lay a 1.5 run line on the road. For those that don't know, playing 1.5, on the home team, playing the 1.5 run line on the home team, just not a winning proposition long term. You lose out on that ninth inning at bat. If you're only up a run or if you go to extras, you have the capability of walking it off with anything other than a home run, and you're not going to win it by a run and a half. So I never ever will play a run and a half on a home team. But the way I'm looking at this is laying Cincinnati minus 1 run. So if they do walk it off, or if they have a 1-run lead going into the ninth, you push rather than lose. So I like Cincinnati on the minus 1 run line. You can get that minus 155, cuts down the juice just a little bit. Still a fairly juicy play, but I think the spot here is great for the Reds, and really a fade on Colorado. This is a team that just swept the Mets in New York, so no one saw that coming. Even with the Mets' woes this year, the Mets were huge favorites in all games, and they had a doubleheader on Sunday after Saturday's game got rained out. So just played 2 games on Sunday in New York against the Mets. Yes, they had the day off yesterday, but after a doubleheader, that doesn't mean as much. And also, that's more of a momentum stopper. When you just swept on the road, 2 of those games were on Sunday in a doubleheader. Now you have the day off momentum stopper, traveled to Cincinnati. Not a position that I want to be backing the Rockies in. And you look at the Reds, this is a team that gets to stay home. They just had a 3-game series with the Tigers. Took 2 out of 3, but they lost on Sunday. So motivated off the loss, still got the series win, feeling confident in themselves. I think it's a nice play on spot on Cincinnati. Fade spot here on the Rockies. And I think, getting that price tag of minus 155 is fair. On the mound, we have Tomoyuki Sagano going for the Rockies. Chase Burns on the mound for Cincinnati. Burns, a 2.57 ERA, 107 whip, compared to 3.42 ERA and a 1.14 whip for Sagano. 19 strikeouts, 6 walks for Sagano. 30 strikeouts, 11 walks for Burns. Think you have a pitching edge with Burns on the mound, spot edge with Cincinnati. And I think laying minus 1 on the home team, minus 155 in this spot, I think it's fair. Give me the Reds, minus 1 for game number 1. Next up, we go to our 7:40 Eastern start time here between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers a minus 115 slight home favorite, minus 105 slight road dog on Arizona. And I do like the Brewers in this home spot here. You look at the Diamondbacks, just not a great spot for them, in my opinion. They were at home for a long time, 6 games, and then had to go to Mexico City, which was technically scheduled as 2 home games for them, although obviously in a different ballpark. But at home, they ended up going 3-3, so they split their homestand, split in Mexico 1-1. They do get the day off, but have to travel up to Milwaukee. 3 games in Milwaukee and then 3 games in Chicago against the Cubs. And, just after the games in Mexico City, splitting at home, just don't think this is the best spot for the Diamondbacks. And I do like the spot here for the Brewers. This is a team that gets to stay home after a day off. They lost their last series to the Pirates. 1-2, but their one win was a shutout victory on Sunday. So I think that carries momentum in. A little bit of urgency here for the Brewers, and just kind of looking to fade Arizona off that trip down to Mexico. We have Merrill Kelly on the mound for Arizona, Chad Patrick going here for the Brewers. Merrill Kelly, this is going to change. He will, progress this season, but a 9.31 ERA, 2.28 whip, just 9.2 innings, 8 strikeouts, 7 walks. Really tough start here for Merrill Kelly on the year. Patrick, a 2.35 ERA, 1.26 whip, 11 strikeouts, 8 walks, 23 innings of action. I like the Brewers here. Like I said, I think Merrill Kelly does progress throughout the year, but in this spot, I'm going to lay the short number with the Brewers, minus 115 for play number 2. And going to the 9:40 Eastern start time for our final play, and we'll leave this for our best bet on the show. We have the Chicago Cubs playing game number 2 in San Diego against the Padres. Padres even odds as your home underdog, minus 120 coming back on the Cubs. I'm going right back to the Cubs. They bit us yesterday. Don't think they're going to bite us twice here. On the mound, we have Edward Cabrera going for Chicago, Walker Buehler going for San Diego, and I like to fade Walker Buehler as much as I can. 1-2 on the year, 5.75 ERA, 1.62 whip, just over 20 innings of work, 20 strikeouts, 9 walks. And then you look at Cabrera, 2-0 with a 2.73 ERA, 1.18 whip, just over 29 innings of work, 22 strikeouts to 11 walks. I like the pitching edge a lot here for Chicago. And, this is a team that has now lost 3 in a row, although it was 2 in LA against the Dodgers last night in San Diego. Good opponents, no real shame in losing those games, but got to have some urgency here. If they do want to split the road trip, they're going to have to win the next 2, and I think that starts with a nice win today. Meanwhile, you look at the Padres. We wanted to fade them yesterday. They were coming back from the 3 games in LA against the Angels, the 3 in elevation up in Colorado, and then 2 more down in Mexico City, more elevation there. And, it didn't work out yesterday, but I think there is some regression coming from the Padres. 19-9 to start the year. They're not going to win upwards of 67% of their games this season. I think they're going to regress. I think this is a nice spot here for the Cubs. I think the price is a little bit telling as well as your road favorite. Cubs will finish higher in the standings than the Padres this year. Pretty confident of that. I think it's a good play here on the Cubs to bounce back. So, guys, that will wrap it for Tuesday's episode of Daily Dingers. Quick recap for you. We're laying 1 run with the Reds, minus 155. If your books don't offer minus 1, you can do half your wager on money line, half your wager on 1.5, minus 1.5, and that will basically equal the minus 1 run line. We are going Milwaukee money line minus 115, and we're closing out with the Cubs minus 120 on the money line as your best bet. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, consider subscribing, smash that like button, leave me a comment if you have some time. Really appreciate it. Until tomorrow, we'll see you for another episode of Daily Dingers, brought to you by Better and Green.